everybody. Welcome back to another session of the Hopry. My name is Starr, and tonight, well, I'm going to share another Founders beer with you. So if you've been watching my sessions, you'll know that I've already reviewed one Founders, and that was the Breakfast Stout, and that was way back at session, I believe, 1 or 2. But you know, it's no secret that Founders is one of my favorite breweries. I mean, I don't think I've had a beer of theirs yet where I've said, you know, it's okay. Pretty much everything I've had of theirs is really good. And this one was no different. It's called the Cerise, which is French for cherry. So as you guess, it's a cherry ale. But, you know, I previously told you also about a trip I took to St. Louis about a month and a half or so ago to watch the Cardinals and Cubs play. Well, a good friend of mine and I were kind of looking for some good places to drink after the game. And I had done a little bit of research on Beer Advocate on their beer fly section and found a place there called the 33 Wine and Tasting Bar. And so, you know, after the game, we went back and got something to eat and headed over to 33 Wine. I actually ended up having a different beer, but my friend had the Cerise. And, you know, I was like, hey, do you mind if I try that? I'm really kind of a big fan of Founders. And, you know, of course, sure. And so I tried it, and I was really, really happy. And I was really kind of into the style as well. You know, it's kind of a bit of a different style from what I'm used to drinking, which is, you know, like barley wines, stouts, IPAs, that sort of thing. So I was really happy, and I thought, you know what, I'm going to go ahead and review one of these on the Hopry. Just to kind of maybe, you know, share a little bit of a different style with you. But, you know, right out of the bottle, I mean, you know, you can obviously tell that that's, you know, got a really nice, warm, coppery cherry color, just, you know, as you would expect. A nice little bit of effervescence going up in there as well. I can see all these tiny little bubbles just racing to the top. The head on this one is, I mean, it's just beautiful. It's almost stark white. You know, I would say there's probably, I don't know, not even 1/4 of an inch of head on here. So, you know, really kind of excited to have this one again. I think this may only be the 3rd time I've had it, but I'm really a fan of this style. Let me go ahead and smell it. What do you think I'm going to smell? Yeah, it smells like cherries. But you know, one of the things about this one, and I remember this from the last time as well, not only is there a really nice cherry component, it's like if you could take a cherry pie from a diner, right, and take the crust from that cherry pie. If that crust was made with just the perfect amount of cinnamon in it, I get that as well. There's a really nice cinnamon crust kind of smell in here. Again, I get lots of cherries. I mean, to be honest with you, those are really the only 2 things that I smell out of this. I do get a bit of tartness. I wouldn't go so far to say that it's like a citrus tartness, like there's no lemon, no orange or anything like that, but maybe even a little bit of like unbuttered toast. So, you know, you put a couple of slices of bread in the toaster, you get them going, they pop up, and you know that smell in the morning of toast. I get a little bit of that. So, you know, this is really making me happy now that I'm kind of going through it, and, you know, because I love toast, I love maybe cherry jam, cherry pie, a little bit of cinnamon crust. Really, really good times. Let me go ahead and give this one a taste. Wow. I mean, you know, it tastes even better than it smells. You can smell, you know, like I said, the cinnamon and the cherry, but when you taste it, I mean, it just really comes alive. You know, I wouldn't say it's a perplexing beer, but, you know, this is a really good beer for, say, your mother-in-law, your mother, maybe an aunt, a grandmother who is kind of into maybe trying things. You know, maybe they like, you know, some of the fruitier wines like the white zins and things like that. I think they'll really get excited about this. Now, that's not to, you know, put this down as being something that is, you know, too consumable by the masses or anything of that nature. I think what they've done is a really good job here of capturing a good cherry beer. Now I think I've only had maybe one or two other cherry beers in my life, so I really don't have a whole lot of them to compare to. I will tell you that I did have the New Glarus Wisconsin Belgian Red, which, I mean, you know what? Go get in your car right now and drive from wherever you're at to Wisconsin and get some of that beer. I mean, that is, you know, that and their raspberry tart, they're probably two of the better fruit beers out there. If you don't like those, well then you can go ahead and write all the others off because they're about as good as they get. And you know what? This one's up there as well. Which leads me to something else. Founders, why don't you try to make one of these with raspberries? I think that should be your next task. That way we can compare this one to the New Glarus Raspberry Tart and see where that one ends up, because this one is a really, really nice beer. And you know, this goes down really well. It's got a very slight bitterness on the tongue, almost kind of like an astringent bite. But you know, this really does kind of taste like fall to me. If I think about, you know, kind of walking around outside and it's, you know, high 40s, low 50s, and I'm carrying around one of these beers, you know, I'm going to be feeling pretty nice. So I know I'm only sitting in here on the floor of my basement, but I can imagine, and that's, you know, kind of the good things about these beers is that you smell them, you taste them, and they really kind of transport you to another place. So, well, anyway, guys, thanks again for coming back to the Hopry. Once again, if you're following me on Twitter, you can go to twitter.com/thehopry, and I'll be updating that hopefully on a fairly regular basis. Whenever I do upload new videos, I'll go ahead and let you guys know. If you're on YouTube, and I say this every time, but come on peeps, you got to leave me some messages. I want to know that, you know, you're out there watching these videos and that you like what I'm doing. Maybe you want to tell me to get the hell off the air. I don't know, but you know, just let me know something, and I'll try to keep doing this and keep sharing my beer collection with you, and hopefully we can get some other folks excited about beer and kind of go from there. So anyway, thanks again for joining me at the Hopry. My name is Mark Starr, and we'll see you later.